Hello everyone, welcome to our spring launch event. It's been a relatively long winter and it's nice to be back here on stage. My name is Angus and I'm the head of product marketing at Poco Global. And it hasn't been too long since our last launch, but today it's very special. I want to start off with everything you need, nothing you don't. The very core of our brand and products. It has been our philosophy ever since the beginning and it still sticks with us with every new product we launch. Now, the product line that kickstarted this philosophy, our F-Series family. Starting with the F1, master of speed, we've gone a long way since then. And then we push out Poco F2 Pro, which further revolutionized liquid cool technology and a true full screen experience. And the Poco F3, that packed one of the best all-around flagship experience with great performance, display, and battery life. And our Poco GT series that was introduced last year took the performance smartphone segment by storm. With these models, there's currently more than 4 million F-series shipped globally. As our F flagship series, this is an unbelievable achievement and one we're extremely proud of. Now, Poco F3 specifically was a huge success last year and is still causing a lot of buzz even a year after being launched. I see a lot of comments and content online recently reviewing the Poco F3, long-term reviews, and it still performs super well. It was a hit among users and tech media. They love the power and value you can get with the Poco F3, and that's exactly what we hope for. Now, the F3 alone, ever since March 2021, we've shipped over 1.5 million units worldwide. A new legend was made here. Based off that success, we understand F-Series' winning factor is that we're a flagship performance-based series. We love the speed, the power, the performance, and so do our users and fans. So today, we plan to bring on an enhancement edition on top of our F-Series. GT. GT, to us at Poco, really means an overall performance upgrade on top of our original models. From last year, we launched the Poco X3 GT, which is a high-performance upgrade compared to the Poco X3 Pro. GT is basically a buff, a power add-on. So when we combine our F-Series and GT, the clash of power and more speed, the result is quite impressive. Let's welcome our latest F-Series family member. Introducing the Poco F4 GT. We're super excited to bring this amazing hardcore gaming flagship to our fans. And the Poco F4 GT stands for one thing: the apex of power, top-line performance. So let's start with apex performance. Now, what is apex performance? Many may think it's just a chipset, but for us, it's a combination of things. Apex performance, we need to analyze what this is. It includes the chipset, the RAM and ROM, battery life, and sustainable performance. So as always in F-Series, let's start off with apex speed. I'm sure when we're talking about top-of-the-line speed and performance, you guys know what's coming. Featuring the most powerful Android processor yet, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, the 2022 flagship processor. For a performance phone, this was the choice to go to. Now, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 sports a new CPU structure that has really boosted its performance from its previous generation, the Snapdragon 888, providing an upgraded and more power-efficient performance. You can see with the Prime Core and Performance Core having a 16% and an 11% increase, which is kind of insane already. But then you see a 34% in efficiency. So anything you do with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, it will breeze right through. But what makes 8 Gen 1 even more special is how good this GPU is. From previous generation of Snapdragon 888, we're seeing an increase of 50% in graphics rendering. 50% in 1 year's time of upgrading. And we also improved the power efficiency by 25%, which is absolutely wild. With these upgrades, you're set for apex speed. So to go along with an apex processor, We have also made huge improvements in RAM and ROM for our GT. Featuring our Poco F4 GT is a full-powered LPDDR5 RAM and UFS 3.1 ROM. This is basically the top-of-the-line RAM compared to our previous generation of F3 GT. The RAM access speed has increased by 94%, and UFS 3.1, a staggering 116% in random access speed. This is a true power combination. Now, we know Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is fast, and it's not uncommon to have such powerful speed. We believe it's easy to be fast, but it's about staying fast that's a little bit more challenging. When it comes to peak performance, what has been the challenge is to maintain peak performance. Usually, when generating more performance and power, it means more heat, more energy. Now, this concept is not only to smartphones, but also to general technology such as computer tech, charging tech. And when you don't optimize it right, it overheats. It causes lag and becomes even uncomfortable for the handheld experience. So for us, the real challenge is maintaining peak performance to constantly provide a smooth experience without any sort of lag, keeping the performance near the top at all times, which is why today we're introducing Liquid Cool Technology 3.0, our latest cool solution. Now let me break it down for you guys of how great this cooling solution is. But first, we had to analyze what are the main hotspots in a smartphone. We discovered there are two major heat sources that's coming from a smartphone, the charging IC and the SoC. Now, in some smartphones, they're installed very close to each other, like this. So one of the first things we did was to separate them to ensure we don't have one focused heat spot. Then we added two massive vapor chamber on top of those main heat source to better cool them. Now, two vapor chamber. Most smartphones only feature one, if not, just a heat pipe. And these two vapor chamber are one of the biggest in the industry, covering a larger surface area to disperse the heat better and even more evenly. This is a key factor on how we're able to cool the phone in general. But surrounding these vapor chambers, we do have a very sophisticated multi-layer cooling system that includes graphene sheet, space-grade white graphene, and graphite. All those materials covering the sensitive heat spots to make sure the phone is cooled even when performing heavy duty, such as gaming. So when it comes to apex speed, we combine the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and Liquid Cool Technology 3.0, making performing at peak easy and sustaining that speed possible. Now, we did do some gaming FPS tests. Let's check it out. The first game we tried is a popular mobile game in the smartphone gaming world, Mobile Legends Bang Bang. We were able to achieve amazing results with the Poco F4 GT. Now, thanks to its great sustained performance of Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and Liquid Cool Technology 3.0, we were able to hit 119.5 frames per second out of 120 and a temperature of 44.2 Celsius after 2 straight hours of gameplay. But besides mobile games, we also ran Free Fire, which is a popular battle royale game worldwide. Under the maximum frames per second of 90, we were able to hit the full frame per second for 2 hours as well, with a temperature in the 40 Celsius range. Absolute great performance we have here. So it's quite simple. With Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and our Liquid Cool Technology 3.0 paired together, no matter what game you're playing or intensive workload you're doing on the F4 GT, we aim to provide a smooth, fast, and literally cool experience. We understand overheat and stuttering is such a pain, and we want to avoid that. Now, at some point, with all that power, all that entertainment, the day's coming to an end, and it's time to charge up. A big part of performance for us is actually battery life. How fast can we juice back up? Now, we believe having a good battery life is a massive part of performance. It really matters how long you can use your phone for, and you don't have battery anxiety throughout the day. So for the first time ever in Poco, we're introducing 120-watt hypercharge. One of the fastest charging speeds on the market is here on our Poco F4 GT. But before we get to know how fast it is, let me explain how we made 120-watt fast, safe, and durable. First, on the battery size, we actually sit at 4,700 milliamp, which is a very respectable battery size these days. But to achieve a fast charging tech and more durable, this specific battery is made up by two 2,350 milliamp batteries. This allows us to charge faster instead of charging one single 4,700 milliamp battery. So when we combine a 120 watt and 4,700 milliamp big battery, man, the result is absolutely crazy. I thought we had some pretty fast charging times before, under 1 hour, 50 minutes, 40 minutes to 100%. The Poco F4 GT can charge up to 100% in just 17 minutes. 17 minutes? When I first heard about this, I was mind blown. In a time of getting ready in the morning for me to get out of bed, then washing up, my phone could be charged up to 100%. Now, you guys may have realized the charging cable looks kind of cool, right? For our charging cable, we're using an L-shaped charging cable. This is a much more comfortable when you're using your phone during streaming or gaming while charging. It doesn't affect how you hold the phone. There's a very handy little touch we got here. But besides charging cable in box, we will also be providing a 120 watt charger in box as well. So you're definitely set up for the hypercharge experience. Now, we do have a 120 watt hypercharge, a 4,700 milliamp battery, a cool cable, and an inbox charger. 17 minutes is really impressive, but sometimes we're also using the phone while charging. For example, while you're mid-game, playing an intense game, and then suddenly you get a low battery warning sign, you can't just stop the game to charge up. You just plug it right in, right? But how fast can we actually charge while gaming? Without testing, we were able to hit 27 minutes to 100% while playing the intensive mobile game, Mobile Legends Bang Bang. 27 minutes. That's only 10 minutes slower than not doing anything at all. Usually, it takes much longer while using the phone and charging at the same time. We actually took a comparison video, and let's check it out. So when we see a comparison with another phone that has decent battery and fast charging, in terms of charging while gaming, we're faster by almost 3 times the speed. But we did some other tests with other games on the market as well. And in every result, we were close to 3 times the speed of OnePlus 10 Pro. This is honestly apex charging speed at its finest. Now, I'm sure of all that amazing numbers, charging times, you guys could be wondering, is a 120 watt hypercharge going to hurt the battery and the battery life? Let me tell you, it's going to be great. Starting with the software. For those users who do charge performance, the standard of an Apex performance. All the feature that we just mentioned. Now, we just talked about the processor, the awesome cooling, and the insanely fast 120-watt charging. At the beginning of the launch, I wrote hardcore gaming flagship. We believe having these three elements, we have the core of what hardcore flagship should have. But what about gaming? In order to become a true hardcore gaming flagship, we must take a look at what does a gamer really hope for in a gaming experience. Besides the core experience, all of these areas are crucial. Smooth visuals, immersive sound, a cool hardcore style, great control, and most importantly, no lag. Today, in each of these areas, the Poco F4 GT will offer an enhanced experience. On top of Apex performance, we welcome Apex Gaming Experience. Now, to start off experience, Apex display. With great performance behind the Poco F4 GT, we want to make sure they can see all of that power. This is why we're introducing Apex Display. As a base standard of not only for gaming flagships, but flagships in general, we feature a smooth and vivid 120Hz Amoled display, offering a great viewing experience no matter what. And we have to make sure the color range is as wide as possible, offering 10-bit, which means it's a display with more than 1 billion colors. This means a smoother transition colors compared to some smartphones that only support up to 8-bit. And on top of the wide range of colors, we also make sure all of the colors on this display is tuned accurately. So we have a fast and color accurate display, which means no matter if you're gaming, streaming, browsing, all the colors are vibrant and close to real life. And when it comes to actual physical size of the display, we have a great 6.67-inch large display that's an ideal size for any sort of entertainment. But we've also made our screen a flat display, which means for our gaming users, you experience less accidental mistouch during your gameplay compared to when you use a curved display. Every bit counts towards a good gaming experience. And we all know during nighttime, it's when the most gamers become active, like me. So we make sure our screen offers the best protection for your eyes. With 1920Hz high-frequency PWM dimming, during low light conditions, we can make sure the colors are still accurate, but not hurt our eyes. A small but great feature to have. Of course, we also want to make sure the actual material of the screen will be protected. With the strongest protection yet by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, drop resistance and scratch resistance is top-notch. At the end of it all, our Poco F4 GT display has set or matched 15 display performance records from DisplayMate. It is an A+ screen, and I can't wait for you guys to try this display out. It's one of its kind. So we've gone through a great display that's good for gaming and daily usage, no doubt about that. Now we're going to focus on enhancing our users' control when it comes to gaming. From previous slides and renders, you guys may have realized a small detail. Yes, we do have an incorporated magnetic pop-up trigger. For our users, it's like activating a brand new power. It's a power-on button to say, it's time to game on. When you activate these triggers, your phone isn't simply just a phone. It offers a controller experience and enhance our gamer skills. With pop-up triggers, no matter which game you're playing, you can be a little bit faster, a little bit more accurate, and have that edge. So when you're playing FPS or mobile games, you don't have to remember all those button placements on the screen. You can customize these triggers to specific buttons and use the triggers instead. I remember using these triggers for the first time, and I was playing Mobile Legends Bang Bang, And it was just such a cool experience. I had it set on my ultimate attack button and going home. And at the end of it, my skills improved and I became even better. With our pop-up triggers, we've actually been tested on more than 100 popular games on the App Store. So you guys will have a blast experience these triggers on multiple sort of games. Now these triggers are designed with magnetic levitational technology. So it's very stable, it's very durable and responsive. Don't worry about pressing it too much or too hard during an intense game. I mean, it happens, but this can handle it. We've actually tested it. It can easily handle 1.5 million times pressed. Well, I didn't actually test it myself. 1.5 million is a lot. But I actually found myself constantly playing around with it, even when I'm just holding the phone. It became like a fidget toy for me. And the triggers on the Poco F4 GT can actually also be customized to do other functions, such as clicking it to activate camera or flashlight, handy features that you can just use as a shortcut. Now, I did mention controller experience. Besides the trigger itself, there's another crucial element to complete the whole controller experience. Introducing CyberEngine X-axis linear motor. It's possibly the best linear motor available on Android smartphones. And to be honest, this was the very first feature I was blown away by when I first tried the Poco F4 GT hand experience. The feedback while typing and gaming was simply unreal. Compared to the past generation of X-axis linear motors, CyberEngine offers even more range of vibration from small to large feedbacks. It covers more range and offers a premium touch experience. I mean, if you compare the size from the previous generation, it's absolutely massive. So when we combine two great factors, the pop-up triggers and our new CyberEngine X-axis linear motor, the Poco F4 GT offers a control experience like never before. One that I cannot wait for our fans to try out. I personally have been obsessed by it. But that's not the end of our feedback. We've also tuned unique feedback for each item for a game, Free Fire. This will enhance the overall experience and become one step closer to a console gaming controller. And on a daily function side, we've also customized different vibration feedback based on daily features such as the keyboard, volume adjustment, camera zoom, and shutter. We want our fans to really feel how great this X-axis linear motor is. It's unbelievable. It's very hard to describe, but I hope it's a feature the industry takes more attention of and constantly improve at it. So we've gone through great visuals, great control, which is essential for gaming experience. Next up, we have Apex Audio. Now, in order to have Apex Audio, we had to take a look at a typical smartphone setup for audio. And our team discovered that most dual speaker smartphones actually use this kind of setup, where one of their speakers are larger than the other one, and their placement is not actually aligned. This causes a poor gaming experience. There could be scenarios where there's uneven volume, one speaker might even be blocked when you hold the phone horizontally, and usually when you only have one speaker on each side, you don't cover that much range of sound. So our solution is a true symmetrical quad speakers. Yes, you didn't hear that wrong. Quad speakers in a smartphone. And the very first thing we optimize is the placement of our quad speakers. When you hold the phone like this, ready to game, our speakers are actually placed in the spot where your index fingers are in the most comfortable position. You will never have to worry about blocking the speakers, and when you're at home alone, you can use these speakers to listen to the effects of the game, whether it's footsteps in PUBG or Free Fire, or special effects in MOBA games such as Mobile Legends Bang Bang or Wild Rift. Of course, in terms of placement, we also have a triple mic setup on top of the quad speakers, also positioned in places to make sure your hands doesn't block the input mic. I hate it when my teammate can't hear me, and our game experience just becomes a little bit poor. So with perfect placement for our quad speakers and microphones, let's talk about quality. When I said symmetrical speakers, I really meant symmetrical. On top and bottom of the smartphone, we have 2 tweeters and 2 woofers, which covers a wide range of sound compared to the normal smartphone speakers. This is a true symmetrical setup. So no matter if you're doing some hardcore gaming or watching videos, streaming, binging on Netflix, or just simply listening to music, you're getting powerful sound. The sound is so good. I rarely use my home Bluetooth speakers anymore because these are just enough for a nighttime music session or a podcast. And to end out Apex Audio, we are indeed verified by Dolby Atmos, Hi-Res Audio, and Hi-Res Audio Wireless. This is our Apex Audio. So next, we've got connectivity. One of the most important things for a good gaming experience. Because when this happens, lag, frequency lag, unstable ping, everything's ruined. And although sometimes it might not be the device that causes this, we want to make sure we can do everything to avoid it being the smartphone issue. Connectivity is absolutely crucial, which is why we're fully equipped for the best connection tech possible. With the Snapdragon X65 5G modem system, 5G is an awesome experience on the GT. And we also support Wi-Fi 6E, E standing for enhanced. Not only we support 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz channels, but we've also added 6 gigahertz channels, tailor-made for those hardcore gamers. And to support the gamers out there, or people who streams a ton of content on their phone, we do our absolute best to make sure that no matter how you hold your phone, we have antennas covering your signal strength. With multiple antennas around the phone, we make sure we keep the signal very strong. But not only we have great connectivity and a huge amount of antennas, we also incorporate Multi-Link 5.0, which is always determining which type of network you're connected to offers the lowest latency. For example, when you're at home and your siblings are streaming movies, streaming Netflix, and you're gaming on your phone, you might be sharing the same bandwidth, and your cellular data might actually be faster instead, and it'll automatically switch back and forth to make sure there's no lag. A super smart function. And lastly, for our experience, Apex design. Well, to be honest, I actually like to call it hardcore gaming design. So should we see the first color for the Poco F4 GT? First, we have a stunning night silver. Just look at how clean and elegant it looks. A dashing silver knight in a shining armor is what I would like to describe it. And then we have stealth black. Oh yeah, this is one of the best looking phones out there. The amount of black and shine on this color is absolutely gorgeous. Now, my personal Poco F4 GT is actually stealth black because I think it's so hardcore, but also elegant at the same time. And lastly, we did add yellow to our Poco F4 GT lineup, cyber yellow. Super cool, super vibrant. It's got a massive cyberpunk feel to it. And I think for those fans who love the standout design, this is the one for you guys. So here is our color lineup for the Poco F4 GT. We've got 3 dashing colors for our fans to choose. Which one is your favorite? So we've got great colors, but we also want to live up to its premium feel. With a full metallic style and body, we're a very sturdy phone, but yet very comfortable. And when it comes to the thinness of the Poco F4 GT, we're sitting at 8.5 millimeter, which isn't the thinnest of our Poco phones, but consider how much specifications is packed into this phone. It's certainly one of the slimmest gaming flagship phones out on the market. And lastly on design, the finishing touch for hardcore design. We brought Rgb Lighting, which is a really nice feature to have. It's not only for the cool light effects, but it can also be useful for notification notice light for messaging and calling, battery charging status, and when you launch Game Turbo, it will also have a cool lighting effect. Now, these lightings can be customized through MIUI in settings to have different colors based on different actions. It's just like how you would customize RGB lighting on a gaming laptop. This is our Apex gaming experience with sensational visuals, audio, controls, design, and connectivity. On top of its Apex performance, we have fully completed the Apex Hardcore Gaming flagship. Now let's take a video to sum up all the features. Now, lastly, we do have camera. Now, we realize many users who buy gaming flagship devices, they usually have another smartphone that is used for camera purposes only. But today, we're here to tell you, you don't need that extra device. Poco F4 GT can cover it all. In our Poco F4 GT, we feature the IMX686 64-megapixel main sensor with ultra-wide lens and macro camera. Now, the Sony IMX686 is actually the sensor we use in the Poco F2 Pro, which arguably was one of the best camera smartphones we ever made. Now, we've brought that into our Poco F4 GT, where camera is not a compromise. But we also added a flicker sensor. Now, for those who don't know what a flicker sensor is, it's actually a hardware, a part of the camera system that can take clean photos when you capture things off displays and projectors or TVs. Super handy when you want to take a quick shot of the content off your laptop computer. But now, let's take a look at some sample shots of the 64-megapixel main sensor. First, we have a stunning shot. As you can see here, we have captured colors accurately and with great clarity. And when we zoom in to see that clarity can remain, it does it with ease, still capturing the wrinkle on the clothes, the model's hairs, and all the colors in great contrast. No issues at all. Then we've got macro mode, which we took a very cool shot of a microphone. Details of the microphone was clearly captured even under low light conditions. Guys, macro mode is the way to go for social media posts. This is absolutely stunning. Then, of course, we have ultra-wide angle camera, which allows you to capture wide and clear. We have it all. And when it comes to low light environments, simply turn on night mode and you'll get amazing results. With this background, we had one massive yellow backlight to light up the whole tunnel, and then we were able to capture great details of the environment and the model itself. And when you want to take a quick portrait shot, we got it as well. Blurring out the background, keeping focus just on you. You're the hero, the main character, and the champion. Poco F4 GT can capture it all so well. And on the front camera, we're also using a Sony camera, the 20-megapixel Sony IMX596 as the front camera. So when you do decide to take a selfie, it's also very good quality. Now, I'm not a big selfie guy myself, but when I took home the Poco F4 GT, I looked pretty good. And our models here, no matter if it's in low light environment or during the day, we can capture great details and great color accuracy. This is our Poco F4 GT camera. With great cameras and features, it can be your daily shooter for sure. Now let's check out a product video.
Poco F4 GT. 3, 2, 1, go!
So this is our Poco F4 GT with awesome hardcore flagship specifications such as a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, liquid cooled technology 3.0, 120-watt hypercharge, dual Sony camera, and MIUI 13 based on Android 12. This alone makes it a hardcore flagship, which is great for daily usage. And when you want to go on a gaming mode, we've got great gaming specifications to back everything else. You got 120 Hz refresh rate, symmetrical quad speakers, magnetic pop-up triggers, X-axis linear motor, and great 5G and Wi-Fi 6E connectivity, which completes our Apex gaming flagship. Now, Poco F4 GT is perfect as a daily driver flagship and a gaming phone. It's got both sides to it. Now, let's move on to price. I'm sure many fans watching right now are very curious about this area. But first, we took out GT and compared it to other flagships on the market, such as OnePlus 10 Pro and Samsung S22 Plus. Now, when it comes to chipset, we're all the same. However, we have faster charging, a better cooling technology, better speakers, and we've got triggers to enhance the gaming experience. Now, they're currently priced at a staggering 900 euros and above, going all the way up to 1,100 euros. So let's see how much we start at. For our low variant, the Poco F4 GT of 8GB plus 128GB, it starts at 599 euros. 599 euros for all those Apex features. A great value for a true hardcore gaming flagship. Now, we do have an early bird price. Let's take a look. It starts at 499 euros. Wow. 499 euros. This may be one of the most affordable Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 device on the market. Apex performance, Apex gaming experience at an Apex value. So let's see the higher variant. For our high variant of the 12GB plus 256GB option, which is actually the first time we're launching a 12GB RAM device. Let's see the price. It starts at 699 euros. 699 euros, having a 12GB plus 256GB RAM and ROM setup. A true full-powered Apex flagship. And an early bird will go for 599 euros. Our best smartphone ever yet comes in at 599 euros. So when we come back to this, a price of 499 and 599 euros compared to our competitors, we're at least 30 to 40% more affordable, but outperforming in so many areas. As always, at Poco, we bring extreme value, even for our most extreme flagship. Now, you will be able to get the early bird of the Poco F4 GT on these channels. If you're in the market for a full-power flagship, look no further. The Poco F4 GT is the apex of power and can handle all your daily needs and gaming needs. We will have even more platform coming for fans around the world. Stay tuned with your local region and check for the availability. This is our Poco F4 GT, the apex of power. Now, with the specs that's packed into this device, it's really easy to say this is our most powerful smartphone yet. And it's one of my favorite smartphones on the market for sure. So do not miss out. Check it out. I'm sure with this phone, your daily experience and gaming experience will be brought to a new high. But we're not just done yet. We've just introduced the amazing Poco F4 GT. And to follow that, we have Poco AIoT, something we've been planning for a while now. Now, ever since last year, we've pushed out the news that Poco AIoT will be arriving this year. Now, at Poco, the very core of our brand is still our smartphones. And AIoT products will stick tightly to our smartphone ecosystem. So to launch our very first global product of AIoT, we're super excited to start with something very special. Now, we've launched a gaming flagship today, and to pair with that apex of a phone, let's see a short teaser of what's coming.
Are you here for playtime with Klee? Okay, so you'll be in charge of the storm watch. Which means you warn Klee the second you see Jean coming. Let's go! Jumpy Dumpty! This is my special totally not for fish blasting extra exploding formula.
Klee, you know the consequences.
together.
Now that was Klee from Genshin Impact. And for our first AIoT product, we've collaborated with Genshin Impact, introducing Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition, a fully customized wireless earphone. Now let's take a look at its appearance and its packaging. Now for the Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition, we have a fully customized box. Now the box itself is a magic book that Klee carries with her all the time. And the actual earphones case is Klee's backpack. This is a super nice touch. The overall unboxing experience is just really cool. Now, as most TWS products have voice status updates, our Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition features Klee's custom voice lines. For example, when you have your Bluetooth connected for the very first time, Klee will say,
Ta-da! Klee is here!
and then every other time you connect Klee,
Ta-ta-ta!
and then when you're almost out of battery,
I feel kind of woozy.
and lastly, when you do choose to disconnect.
What did you do that for?
Isn't she adorable? It's just an awesome experience. And Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition comes with active noise cancellation, making sure our users are fully immersed, whether they're gaming, listening to music, or watching videos. A function that allows you to focus and let you vibe in your own world. But you might not want to stay immersed all the time. For example, if you were traveling and at the airport, we do support manual modes, such as transparency mode, which allows you to hear your surrounding environment other than your own music. And enhanced voice mode can be handy because it only picks up talking voices. So if the command center is reminding you to board your flight, you won't miss the announcement. Now, in order to achieve this, Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition packs in 3 dedicated microphones. 2 microphones mainly to maintain and adjust to the ANC, and 1 specifically for you when you do voice calls with your friends. We make sure you have great input and output quality. And to make your experience even more complete, Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition supports connecting to 2 devices at the same time, simultaneously. That comes in super handy when you're listening to music on your phone, then you want to watch a quick video on your laptop. You don't have to disconnect and then connect with the other device. It can just pick up which source is playing. And lastly, battery life. Super important for a TWS experience. For the single time usage, you can get up to 6 hours, which is great. You can binge on TV shows, gaming, chatting with your friends for long periods of time and not worry about running out of battery. Of course, when you do, Klee's there to remind you. And the overall battery life, including the case, can support up to 28 hours. So when you run out of juice, you can just wirelessly charge. This is our very first AIoT product, and we're honored and super happy to bring this collaboration product to our fans and users. With an outstanding design and customized voice line from Klee, it is one cool TWS experience. Now, I'm sure for those who are Genshin Impact players, they can't wait to get their hands on this. So should we check out the price? Now, Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition comes in at just 69 euros. An amazing deal for such good wireless earphones. Do not miss out on this product because it is a collaboration and the stock might actually be limited. Now, it will be first available on these platforms. Honestly, I can't wait for you guys to try the overall packaging, the earphones itself. The whole experience is just unreal. Now, I know today we've been talking a lot about gaming, but we also want to make sure you get a few exercises in. So we want to introduce a new wearable product. Introducing Poco Watch. I remember in the live stream last year, I was wearing a yellow watch and people were super hyped if this is a new Poco Watch. Today, we brought you one. We hope our Poco Watch can help you monitor your daily health and become a motivation to hit your daily goals. It's here to empower your fitness on a daily basis. And to start it all off, let's see the color options. For our Poco Watch, we're offering 3 different colors for the watch itself. We have a very nice looking blue that is quite vibrant, a classy black, and an ivory color as well. All three choices are great for any scenarios. But besides the watch itself, we also offer 5 different color bands. We have 2 extra watch straps in the color of pink and olive. So if you were to get the black watch, and you can buy other watch brands to switch it up on different days, the choice is yours, and we're just providing 5 great options. So which one would you choose? But on the front of the watch, we have a nice, big, clear 1.6-inch Amoled touch display. With the help of the size and Amoled, you'll be able to view clearly during the day and at night. And on top of that Amoled display, we will be featuring more than 100 stylish watch faces. Plenty for our fans to explore and find the style that's best fit for them. Now, we also did customize some watch face ourselves. To celebrate our first AIoT launch, we will be pushing out custom Poco-themed watch faces. Now, they look absolutely awesome. The black and yellow mix looks really stylish, and it stands out really well. And of course, another benefit of AMOLED display is that it can partially lit without consuming too much power. This enables us to have always-on display. During our always-on display, we also have multiple options. So you can set your watch to look like a digital watch or just a normal watch face. The choice is yours, and we're excited to provide all these options for our users. So when we start doing some activities, the most common activity for the watch is actually used for running. With the multi-system GPS, you're for sure going to enjoy knowing how far you ran and precisely where did you run to. When you see the results of your run, it's honestly a great feeling of accomplishment, and it can push you further next time. But besides running, I believe biking will be very popular now, and we support biking mode as well. Summer is just around the corner, so go for a ride and push your limits. Of course, we're not just going to only focus on land activities. The Poco Watch can handle some splashes as well. With 5 ATM water resistance, we do support swim mode, and also just being protected by water in general. It comes in handy when you don't have to worry about taking off your watch when you wash your hands or doing some chores, or even take a shower. So Poco Watch actually supports over 100 workout modes, and we want to cover all sorts of workout and let our fans track their fitness progress. But while you work hard during your workout, we also provide blood oxygen monitoring and heart rate monitoring. This function is so crucial to know how hard you're pushing yourself during workouts, or it's also good to find out what your resting heart rate is. And talking about rest, and when your day comes to an end, we do support sleep monitoring. Now, I actually have a lot of friends around me that doesn't get good sleep, and smartwatches has helped them better understand how much deep sleep, REM sleep, and light sleep they're getting. With Poco Watch supporting this function, I hope this can further improve your sleep. And for our Poco Watch, we can support up to 14-day battery life, which is insanely strong. This is really handy. You don't have to take off your smartwatch every day to charge it. For Poco Watch, you can just only charge it every 14 days. Depending on usage, it could be shorter, but around that time for sure. So this is our Poco Watch, here to empower your fitness every day. With awesome choices of style and functionality, it is a great daily wearable no matter what. Now let's check out the price. Now, our Poco Watch will be starting at 79 euros. 79 euros, super strong value. Now make sure you check out this product if you're looking for a wearable. Now it will be available first on these platforms starting from April 28th, along with the other products we launched today. Make sure to check with your local region to see when this is available for you. Today, we have brought you guys 3 awesome products. With our super hardcore gaming flagship and 2 AIoT products, the Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition and our Poco Watch. Now, I hope you guys really enjoyed all the products we launched today, and make sure to check them out. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure to be on stage and sharing with you all. It's been quite a long winter, spring is about to end, summer just around the corner. Enjoy the weather, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our spring launch event. I want to start off with everything you need, nothing you don't. The very core of our brand and products. There's currently more than 4 million F-Series shipped globally. So when we combine our F-Series and GT, introducing the Poco F4 GT, the apex of power, apex performance, we need to analyze what this is. It includes the chipset, the RAM and ROM, battery life, apex speed, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Now, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 sports a new CPU structure that has really boosted its performance from its previous generation, the Snapdragon 888. We have also made huge improvements in RAM and ROM for our GT. Featuring our Poco F4 GT is a full-powered LPDDR5 RAM and UFS 3.1 ROM. We believe it's easy to be fast. What has been the challenge is to maintain peak performance. Liquid-cooled technology 3.0. We discovered there are two major heat sources that's coming from a smartphone, the charging IC and the SoC. Then we added two massive vapor chamber on top of those main heat sources to better cool them. We combined the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and liquid-cooled technology 3.0, making performing at peak easy and sustaining that speed possible. The first game we tried is a popular mobile game in the smartphone gaming world. We were able to hit 119.5 frames per second out of 120 and a temperature of 44.2 Celsius after 2 straight hours of gameplay. We also ran Free Fire. Under the maximum frames per second of 90, we were able to hit the full frame per second for 2 hours as well, with a temperature in the 40 Celsius range. We're introducing 120 watt hypercharge. First, on the battery size, we actually sit at 4,700 milliamp, can charge up to 100% in just 17 minutes. For our charging cable, we're using an L-shaped charging cable. This is a much more comfortable when you're using your phone. We will also be providing a 120 watt charger inbox as well. Without testing, we were able to hit 27 minutes to 100% while playing the intensive mobile game, Mobile Legends Bang Bang. On top of Apex performance, we welcome Apex Gaming Experience. Apex display, 120Hz AMOLED display, offering 10-bit, which means it's a display with more than 1 billion colors. Poco F4 GT display has set or matched 15 display performance records from DisplayMate. We do have an incorporated magnetic pop-up trigger. You can customize these triggers to specific buttons and use the triggers instead. Introducing CyberEngine X-axis linear motor, quad speakers in a smartphone. We also have a triple mic setup on top of the quad speakers. With the Snapdragon X65 5G modem system, 5G is an awesome experience on the GT. We also incorporate Multi-Link 5.0. First, we have a stunning night silver. And then we have stealth black, cyber yellow. Super cool, super vibrant. We brought Rgb lighting, which is a really nice feature to have. This is our Apex gaming experience with sensational visuals, audio, controls, design, and connectivity. In our Poco F4 GT, we feature the IMX686 64 megapixel main sensor with ultra-wide lens and macro camera. Now, Poco F4 GT is perfect as a daily driver flagship and a gaming phone. It's got both sides to it. The Poco F4 GT of 8GB plus 128GB, it starts at 499 euros. For a high variant of the 12GB plus 256GB option, 599 euros. Now, you will be able to get the early bird of the Poco F4 GT on these channels. We will have even more platform coming for fans around the world. We have Poco AIoT. We've collaborated with Genshin Impact, introducing Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition. Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition features Klee's custom voice lines. And Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition comes with active noise cancellation. We do support manual modes, such as transparency mode, packs in 3 dedicated microphones. Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition supports connecting to 2 devices at the same time, simultaneously. For the single-time usage, you can get up to 6 hours. Now, Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition comes in at just 69 euros. Now, it will be first available on these platforms. Introducing Poco Watch. We're offering 3 different colors for the watch itself. We also offer 5 different color bands. We have a nice, big, clear 1.6-inch AMOLED touch display. We will be featuring more than 100 stylish watch faces. And of course, another benefit of AMOLED display is that it can partially lit without consuming too much power. This enables us to have always-on display. With the multi-system GPS, actually supports over 100 workout modes, blood oxygen monitoring, and heart rate monitoring. We can support up to 14-day battery life, which is insanely strong. Poco Watch will be starting at 79 euros. Now, it will be available first on these platforms starting from April 28th. It's been quite a long winter. Spring is about to end. Summer just around the corner. Enjoy the weather, and I'll see you guys next time.
Poco F4 GT. 3, 2, 1, go!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our spring launch event. I want to start off with everything you need, nothing you don't. the very core of our brand and products. There's currently more than 4 million F-Series shipped globally. So when we combine our F-Series and GT, introducing the Poco F4 GT, the apex of power. Apex performance. We need to analyze what this is. It includes the chipset, the RAM and ROM, battery life, apex speed, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Now, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 sports a new CPU structure that has really boosted its performance from its previous generation, the Snapdragon 888. We have also made huge improvements in RAM and ROM for our GT. Featuring our Poco F4 GT is a full-powered LPDDR5 RAM and UFS 3.1 ROM. We believe it's easy to be fast. What has been the challenge is to maintain peak performance. Liquid-cooled technology 3.0. We discovered there are two major heat sources that's coming from a smartphone, the charging IC and the SoC. Then we added two massive vapor chamber on top of those main heat source to better cool them. We combined the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and liquid-cooled technology 3.0, making performing at peak easy and sustaining that speed possible. The first game we tried is a popular mobile game in the smartphone gaming world. We were able to hit 119.5 frames per second out of 120 and a temperature of 44.2 Celsius after 2 straight hours of gameplay. We also ran Free Fire. Under the maximum frames per second of 90, we were able to hit the full frame per second for 2 hours as well, with a temperature in the 40 Celsius range. We're introducing 120 watt hypercharge. First, on the battery size, we actually sit at 4,700 milliamp, can charge up to 100% in just 17 minutes. For our charging cable, we're using an L-shaped charging cable. This is a much more comfortable when you're using your phone. We will also be providing a 120 watt charger inbox as well. Without testing, we were able to hit 27 minutes to 100% while playing the intensive mobile game, Mobile Legends Bang Bang. On top of Apex performance, we welcome Apex Gaming Experience. Apex display, 120Hz AMOLED display, offering 10-bit, which means it's a display with more than 1 billion colors. Poco F4 GT display has set or matched 15 display performance records from DisplayMate. We do have an incorporated magnetic pop-up trigger. You can customize these triggers to specific buttons and use the triggers instead. Introducing CyberEngine X-axis linear motor, quad speakers in a smartphone. We also have a triple mic setup on top of the quad speakers. With the Snapdragon X65 5G modem system, 5G is an awesome experience on the GT. We also incorporated Multi-Link 5.0. First, we have a stunning night silver. And then we have stealth black, cyber yellow. Super cool, super vibrant. We brought Rgb lighting, which is a really nice feature to have. This is our Apex gaming experience with sensational visuals, audio, controls, design, and connectivity. In our Poco F4 GT, we feature the IMX686 64 megapixel main sensor with ultra-wide lens and macro camera. Now, Poco F4 GT is perfect as a daily driver flagship and a gaming phone. It's got both sides to it. The Poco F4 GT of 8GB plus 128GB, it starts at 499 euros. For a high variant of the 12GB plus 256GB option, 599 euros. Now, you will be able to get the early bird of the Poco F4 GT on these channels. We will have even more platform coming for fans around the world. We have Poco AIoT. We've collaborated with Genshin Impact, introducing Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition. Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition features Klee's custom voice lines. And Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition comes with active noise cancellation. We do support manual modes, such as transparency mode, packs in 3 dedicated microphones. Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition supports connecting to 2 devices at the same time, simultaneously. For the single-time usage, you can get up to 6 hours. Now, Poco Buds Pro Genshin Impact Edition comes in at just 69 euros. Now, it will be first available on these platforms. Introducing Poco Watch. We're offering 3 different colors for the watch itself. We also offer 5 different color bands. We have a nice, big, clear 1.6-inch AMOLED touch display. We will be featuring more than 100 stylish watch faces. And of course, another benefit of AMOLED display is that it can partially lit without consuming too much power. This enables us to have always-on display. With the multi-system GPS, actually supports over 100 workout modes, blood oxygen monitoring, and heart rate monitoring. We can support up to 14-day battery life, which is insanely strong. Poco Watch will be starting at 79 euros. Now, it will be available first on these platforms starting from April 28th. It's been quite a long winter. Spring is about to end. Summer just around the corner. Enjoy the weather, and I'll see you guys next time.
Poco F4 GT. 3, 2, 1, go!